I'm often asked by investors today, what is the greatest challenge facing office? Fundamentally, office use has changed. We have seen a significant movement towards work from home or some modified work schedule. These forces come together to make it difficult for companies to make long-term decisions today about their office needs. And this is a challenge for companies trying to operate, and clearly it's a challenge for landlords trying to keep space leased, renew leases, and attract new tenants to their building. Within these conversations, many times I'm asked, will office investment ever come back? In other words, will the asset class itself be viable as a long-term investment? Once again, I would say it's a little bit broad, and definitely yes, the office class will come back, but it's very nuanced, and there will be haves and have-nots. There are issues with older properties, older format. You have to look at sub-market conditions, and really there's just a lot to be considered regarding a specific asset, even specific sub-markets. But yes, in a word, office will come back, but the compositions will be different. And again, the winners and losers will be different going forward. So this all begs the question, who will the winners and losers be? And does it affect all properties? In one way, the marketplace almost seems to be simplifying it into the newest, most amenity-rich, highest quality buildings. Those are the winners. And we certainly see in major cities right now that the newer product is outperforming older product, to be sure. But we have to then extend the conversation if we're going to be accurate in the response. What about the suburbs? What's happening in suburban locations, secondary markets? What is happening with low to mid-rise product in those markets? And what are the supply and demand characteristics within those markets as well? So it's not so easy to simply say it's all about brand new product, because there is a lot of product in choice locations that is performing very well. I can think of one example of a transaction that we have underway right now in Southern California, where the asset was rehabilitated, put into very high quality condition, and at least to a 100% level post-pandemic. So that would be an outlier to what would be the general narrative in the marketplace, and there are plenty more examples like that as well. Given the conditions of the office market, it's certainly understandable why many investors would say, well, why would I buy an office property today? And what I would say is it's not about the product type, and it's not about the timing. It's about the objective of the investor. What is the investor looking to accomplish within their portfolio, and how might a select office property fit into that objective? One could argue that in terms of broad timing, clearly there are less buyers, less equity, less debt, more challenging conditions to even complete an office building today. So the argument would be, why not buy when it's less crowded and I have an opportunity for a better buy? But again, I want to say it's less about that, and it's more about how does an opportunity fit specifically into your objectives, and what can you accomplish with that particular investment. So let's look at the other side. Why would anybody sell right now? Just as the case would be for a buyer, for a seller, what is the objective? What was the original hold objective? Has the property met the conditions set forth in the strategy to acquire it in the first place? The things that have to be considered when selling an office building are not just what's the overall market doing. When is my debt coming due? Can I refinance it? Do I want to refinance it? What do I have in terms of my rent roll today? If I have a favorable WALT, or weighted average lease term, that would be a condition to consider a sell now before the lease terms get shorter and the risk in the asset grows. Once again, it's an asset-specific and an investor-specific conversation to make sure the timing fits exactly what we're trying to accomplish on behalf of the investor with that asset, and does that asset match up to the market as it stands today?